Jill Biden travels to Paris Olympics as her husband passes the torch. First Lady Jill Biden look on as President Joe Biden speaks during a campaign stop in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania on July 7, 2024. CNN First Lady Jill Biden watches on Wednesday night as President Joe Biden told the American people it was the time to pass the torch on his political career. Then she got on the plane, flying nearly 4,000 miles to Paris, where another torch was being passed. Jill Biden is arriving in Paris at the monumental time for her husband's presidency, stepping aboard her plane moment after the president addressed the nation from the Oval Office. The First Lady's role has rapidly shifted from that of the active and prolific surrogate to the leader racing the clock to the inauguration of the new administration. Biden is now embarking on the tour of last in office, starting with her second and final trip to cheer on American athletes at the Olympic Games as First Lady. The trip, which has been in the work long before the president suspended his re-election campaign, will signal how her role may be remembered at home and on the world stage. In the legacy she hinted at in 2021 when traveling with the president to the G7 summit, I feel that I'm a partner on this journey of healing, bringing together unity. Biden told the reporters that unity will be on display at the Olympic Games, a rare moment in intensely polarized times. The First Lady excited to head to the Olympic Games where we are all united as the country in support of one team, Team USA. Her spokesperson, Vanessa Bardivia, said in a statement. Biden, whom her office described as the devoted sport fan, is expected to greet Olympic athletes and their families during the trip and will represent the US at the opening ceremony. She will also cheer on Team USA at various Olympic events, her office said. For the past 3.5 years, Biden has been a president's fiercest protector and closest advisor, wielding influence from the White House to the campaign. She is Joe Biden's rock, and she has been a rock in this administration, one that the president has depended upon, but senior leadership has looked to for guidance, said Capricia Marshall, who served as U.S. Chief of Protocol during the Obama administration and the White House Social Security during the Clinton administration. That role and her support of the president took on some scrutiny in recent weeks after his faltering debate performance. Down to the last hours of the decision only he could make, she was supportive of whatever road he chose. Jill Biden's communications director Elizabeth Alexander told CNN. Alexander added, she's his biggest believer, champion, and always on his side. In that trusted way only a spouse of almost 50 years can be. The reluctant politician, the First Lady has been a major surrogate on the campaign trail, crisscrossing the country on the president's behalf as she walked to the bolster his support with key coalitions. She is expected to continue to be on the road in support of Vice President Kamala Harris, a Harris campaign spokesperson said. Biden, Marshall said, has sought to elevate issues of importance to her, while also constantly keeping in mind the present agenda and reinforcing that messaging constantly. One of those issues is women's health research, which she will highlight Saturday in Paris at the event focused on the advancing women's support and health innovation with health support, sport and business leaders, her office said. Biden has also focused on education issues, spoken out against gun violation, and highlighted support for U.S. military veterans and families. She has been non-stop hardworking. She wanted to be first lady for everyone, not just those that voted for Joe, and really has embraced the role, said Anita McBride, who served as the top aide to former First Lady Laura Bush. Biden will also be remembered for breaking ground, McBride said, as the first lady to hold a job outside the White House teaching English at the Virginia Community College. One tangible signal of how plans for the Paris trip changed since the president's decision to drop his re-election bid. Joe Biden had been scheduled to headline a fundraiser for Americans living abroad in Paris, but it's been rescheduled to be led by second gentleman Doug Emhoff, who picked up the torch of the spouse of the presumptive Democratic nominee and will lead the U.S. delegation to the closing ceremony on August 11th. The First Lady previously led the U.S. delegation to the 2020 Olympics in Tokyo, which were rescheduled to the summer of 2021 due to the COVID-19 pandemic. At the time, Biden provided a dose of normalcy to the otherwise highly unusual Olympics ripe with COVID restrictions, including mask mandate and virtually empty stadium. Decked in Team USA apparel, Biden was seen cheering, clapping, and at times organizing over the games. A cheerleader mom stand in for the American athletes whose parents could not be there in person. 3 years later, Barbidia said, "These games are especially meaningful for her because when she went to the Tokyo Olympics in the summer of 2021, the athletes couldn't bring their families with them due to COVID. This time, she will be able to celebrate the families and cheer with team for their Olympians."